Chosen one, listen carefully. A shadow moves unseen around you, a trap laid with silent precision, meant to catch the unsuspecting, the faithful, the awakened. You are walking a path where only divine wisdom can illuminate the hidden snares. Every step they plot, every whisper they send, is a challenge to your destiny. But you were never meant to fall. Once, in a small town, a trusted advisor sold out the king's plan for personal gain. The king almost lost his kingdom, his people teetering on the edge of despair. Yet, through wisdom, faith, and courage, the kingdom not only survived but thrived. The lesson: betrayal often precedes a breakthrough. They pretend loyalty, but they scheme in darkness. You might have felt it yourself, that subtle tension in meetings, the whispers behind your back, the fake smiles hiding sharp knives. They counted on your ignorance, on your trust, on your momentary lapse in vigilance. Yet, the universe was already moving in your favor. Divine insight allowed you to see the patterns before they struck, turning their plots into lessons, their envy into your shield. Your victory is quiet, sacred, inevitable, because they cannot corrupt what God has ordained. They celebrate your perceived failures while hiding their fear. Every setback they flaunt, every smirk at your struggle, is their own insecurity reflected. They are trapped by ego, blinded by short-sighted triumphs, trembling behind the mask of confidence. But you feel the divine current that guides you. You know each challenge is a spiritual anvil shaping your purpose. Every step you take toward wisdom dismantles their mirage, revealing that true power is silent, enduring, and protected by higher forces that envy cannot touch. They manipulate truth, twisting words into weapons. They spin stories, they misrepresent your intentions, they try to turn allies into shadows of doubt. The pain is sharp, the confusion deep, but your inner light is unassailable. Spiritual discernment pierces through every deception. What they wield as power crumbles before divine clarity. You see the invisible threads, you understand the karma, and your path becomes untouchable. In their fury and frustration, they expose their own weakness, while your wisdom grows, unwavering, unstoppable, and luminous. They believe their plans are hidden, untouchable, and permanent. They plant seeds of fear, aiming to trap your mind in uncertainty. They act as though the universe bends to their control. Yet, the cosmos has already aligned for your triumph. Every attempt to derail you becomes a demonstration of your resilience. Every dark move they execute becomes evidence of your divine armor. The trap they set is a mirror reflecting their impotence, and you walk freely, unbroken, because wisdom and faith are your companions, your sword, your shield. They underestimate your insight, dismissing your intuition as weakness. They assume you cannot see their hidden agendas, that your mind is untrained, that your heart is naive. But intuition is the gift of the chosen, the whisper of God guiding each step. You know when to move, when to pause, when to strike with truth. Every miscalculation they make fuels your awakening. You are not merely surviving. You are rising, untouchable, luminous, and shielded by the unseen forces that shape destiny itself. They try to isolate you, whispering lies to separate allies from your side. They aim to make you feel alone, vulnerable, and abandoned. You may have felt the coldness, the empty spaces where support should be, the sting of betrayal from those you trusted most. Yet, the divine never abandons the chosen. You sense the invisible web of protection around you. Every attempt to isolate you only strengthens your connection with higher wisdom. Their shadows fall short, and your path becomes brighter, guided, and unstoppable. You are never truly alone. They rejoice in the illusion of your confusion, believing you cannot discern truth from deceit. They think your faith is fragile, your mind malleable, your vision clouded. But inner clarity is a gift of the chosen, honed by trials and divine instruction. Each confusing encounter becomes a spiritual lesson, each deception a chance to fortify your insight. You move with awareness, navigating traps they cannot even see. Their joy turns to frustration, and their schemes collapse under the weight of your wisdom. You rise above with a calm certainty that only divine understanding can grant. They provoke your anger, hoping it will become your weakness. They craft situations designed to inflame your emotions, believing that a single slip will undo you. Yet, true strength is measured in restraint and spiritual poise. You do not react in fear, you do not respond in haste. You act with divine timing. Their frustration grows as they realize their manipulations only illuminate your power. Calmness, patience, and unwavering purpose become your armor. You are untouchable, and your enemy's attempts to disrupt only accelerate the manifestation of your destiny. They flaunt material success, believing it can overshadow your spiritual ascent. They parade their achievements, their networks, their influence, assuming that the chosen one is bound by earthly measures. But divine wisdom sees beyond the temporary, the shallow, the fleeting. Your victories are eternal, anchored in spiritual alignment and karmic law. What they build on sand crumbles. What you cultivate in light endures. Their envy grows like a storm with no direction, while your path shines like an unshakable lighthouse. Every attempt to intimidate only confirms the truth. Your power is beyond measure, sacred and protected. They whisper about your past, hoping guilt will shackle you. They dig into old mistakes, old failures, believing you cannot rise above them. But the chosen one knows the past is a teacher, not a prison. Every scar is a map, every wound a blessing. Your journey has transformed mistakes into wisdom, suffering into strength, and trials into triumph. They cannot touch what has been consecrated by divine purpose. Their voices fade in the presence of your clarity, your resilience, your sacred destiny. You move forward, unbound, luminous, and untouchable. They spread rumors, hoping to poison your reputation. Every word they whisper, every story they twist, is meant to isolate you, to make allies doubt you, to weaken your influence. But truth resonates beyond lies. Divine energy moves in your favor. The whispers they scatter like seeds only grow your strength, your clarity, and your authority. Every attempt to tarnish you becomes a mirror reflecting their fear. You are untouchable because your integrity is sacred, your purpose undeniable, and your path protected by forces they cannot comprehend. They hope your light will dim under pressure. They craft obstacles, sow chaos, and watch as you navigate storms, expecting fear to seize you. Yet, your faith is an unbreakable flame. With every challenge, your light grows brighter, illuminating the traps they set and revealing their true intentions. The higher forces align with your steps, transforming their attacks into lessons, their resistance into fuel. While they stumble in darkness, you soar in clarity, protected, guided, and destined for triumph beyond anything they could imagine. They believe your victories are mere chance. They dismiss your intuition, your preparation, your divine alignment, thinking luck is all you possess. But the chosen one knows every victory is a combination of wisdom, spiritual guidance, and resilience. Every step you take is orchestrated by forces beyond human understanding. Their disbelief only exposes their ignorance. Each triumph proves that destiny favors those who walk with divine awareness. Their schemes crumble while your path unfolds, effortless yet powerful, sacred yet unstoppable, showing them that true power is unseen but undeniable. They act without conscience, thinking morality is weakness. They lie, cheat, and manipulate, believing rules do not apply to them. But cosmic justice always follows. Every deceit, every selfish act rebounds upon them. Meanwhile, your actions, grounded in wisdom and divine purpose, amplify your power. The universe conspires in your favor, creating opportunities where they see obstacles. Their shortcuts fail, their betrayals backfire, and your patience becomes their undoing. You rise with integrity, strength, and unshakable confidence, knowing that divine law protects the chosen and that no darkness can ever overtake you. They underestimate your awakening, unaware that you see beyond the veil. They operate thinking they are hidden, thinking their influence is invisible, thinking your perception is limited. But your vision pierces through illusion, revealing motives, patterns, and traps before they manifest. Every move they make only validates your insight. Every secret plotted in darkness becomes a lesson in illumination. You are not reactive. You are proactive, guided by divine wisdom that shields you, strengthens you, and empowers you. They are trapped by their own schemes while you walk freely, blessed, and untouchable. They assume patience is your weakness. They act quickly, impulsively, believing speed can outmatch wisdom. They plot, they scheme, they strike in haste, thinking you cannot see their intentions. But the chosen one knows timing is divine. Every calculated pause, every measured response, turns their haste into failure. The universe synchronizes with your steps, making your moves unstoppable. While they scramble in chaos, your path flows like a river, powerful, inevitable, and protected. Their impatience becomes your advantage. Their fury only fuels your rise. They try to frighten you with shadows of threats. They believe intimidation can bend your spirit, silence your voice, or cloud your vision. But your courage is born of divine purpose, and fear has no hold over the chosen. Every threat they conjure is a reminder that the universe is on your side. What they intend for harm transforms into your awakening. Their darkness illuminates your light. Every attempt to scare you only confirms your sacred strength, and every shadow they cast highlights the brilliance of your unstoppable journey. They envy your clarity, mocking your wisdom. They ridicule intuition, spiritual insight, and the calm assurance that comes from divine alignment. Yet mockery cannot touch what is sacred. Every sneer, every laugh, becomes a reflection of their inner insecurity. You, the chosen, move through their doubt like sunlight through mist. Every insult only solidifies your knowledge, strengthens your faith, and sharpens your discernment. While they stumble in confusion, you rise with certainty. Their ignorance fuels your growth, their jealousy confirms your divine favor, and their attempts to derail you collapse in your unstoppable light. They plan to make your path difficult, hoping fatigue will break you. They send trials, obstacles, delays, and confusion, thinking endurance is a human limitation. But your spirit is infinite. Each struggle is a lesson, each delay a divine signal guiding you to higher ground. The universe turns obstacles into opportunities. Every challenge they impose becomes proof of your resilience. Every attempt to weigh you down only lifts you higher. You walk forward with sacred strength, untouchable insight, and unwavering faith. Their efforts to drain your energy are meaningless against divine protection. They believe they can steal your joy, thinking envy can cage your soul. They attempt to dim your happiness, manipulate your peace, and shake your confidence. But joy that comes from divine alignment cannot be taken, cannot be shaken, and cannot be hidden. Your victories, your laughter, and your calm are shielded by forces beyond their comprehension. Every act of sabotage only strengthens your spirit, and every effort to undermine you illuminates your sacred path. You are chosen. You are protected. You are untouchable. The universe moves with you, and your divine destiny cannot be denied. They hope secrecy will give them power over you. Every hidden agenda, every silent manipulation, every veiled threat is meant to trap you in confusion. But your insight pierces shadows. Divine wisdom illuminates what they try to hide. Each secret they plot becomes a roadmap for your victory. While they operate in darkness, you walk in light. Their power is an illusion. Your strength is eternal. Every scheme they conceal becomes proof of their desperation, while you move forward untouchable, fearless, and fully aligned with your sacred destiny. They attempt to exploit your kindness as a weakness. They test your generosity, your patience, and your trust, believing that your heart can be manipulated. But the chosen one knows that kindness is a weapon, a shield, and a channel for divine energy. Every attempt to use you only strengthens your spiritual armor. Their schemes rebound, and their malice becomes their own downfall. You act with purpose, compassion, and discernment, unstoppable and illuminated. Their betrayal is powerless against the force that guides you, and their envy only affirms your sacred path. They wish to rewrite your story, hoping to define you by their lies. Every rumor, every distortion, every false narrative is designed to shake your identity. But the chosen one is anchored in truth, divine purpose, and unshakable integrity. Every attempt to manipulate your legacy only highlights your clarity. Their noise fades while your voice resonates. Every false story becomes a spotlight showing your strength. You are not defined by their perception, only by the sacred energy that moves through you. Their influence is temporary, your destiny eternal. They think that obstacles are final, that failure is permanent. They set roadblocks, create delays, and push despair, hoping you will stumble. But the chosen one understands that every challenge is temporary, every trial a divine lesson. What they perceive as defeat is actually a stepping stone toward your ultimate triumph. Each setback they orchestrate only accelerates your growth, strengthens your resolve, and reinforces the divine shield surrounding you. While they despair in the illusion of control, you rise unstoppable, illuminated, and fully aligned with your sacred mission. They hope to blind you with doubt, thinking faith is fragile. Every whisper, every insinuation, every attempt to shake your belief is a test. Yet the chosen one knows that divine wisdom cannot be shaken by mortal schemes. Every doubt they try to plant is uprooted by clarity. Every attack only strengthens your trust in higher forces. Their frustration becomes your empowerment. While they stumble in confusion, you walk forward with unshakable faith, sacred insight, and unstoppable purpose. You are the chosen, protected, guided, and destined to overcome all hidden trap. They hope time itself will wear you down. They wait in silence, thinking that delay will destroy your hope. They assume fatigue will weaken your faith, that waiting will make you question your calling. But divine timing is never late. The chosen one knows delay is not denial, it's divine calibration. Every silent season strengthens your resolve, purifies your motives, and amplifies your power. While they lose patience and faith, you gain wisdom and endurance. The trap they thought would hold you only becomes the cradle of your next divine elevation. They believe material control equals spiritual dominance. They think wealth, status, and influence can overshadow divine authority. They measure victory by numbers and possessions, blind to the invisible power guiding your every move. But you, the chosen one, operate by higher law. You are backed by unseen abundance, spiritual favor, and cosmic protection. What they gain in greed, they lose in peace. What you walk in, purpose, clarity, and divine order, they can never purchase or imitate. Their empire is temporary, your covenant is eternal. They try to rewrite destiny, tampering with what heaven already sealed. Through manipulation, coercion, and deceit, they attempt to change outcomes, to interfere with your divine script. But destiny is not negotiable. What God has written cannot be erased. Their interference only accelerates divine intervention. You are covered, chosen, and guarded by the very hand that designed your purpose. Every attempt to redirect your path becomes the reason the universe intervenes. Their rebellion against divine order brings their downfall, while you ascend, unstoppable, aligned, and crowned with wisdom. They turn others against you, hoping collective doubt can crush divine truth. They gather voices, build alliances, and create illusions of consensus. They believe that numbers equal power, but unity built on deceit is fragile. Their circle of manipulation collapses under its own lies. Meanwhile, truth travels silently, steadily, and divinely. One word of clarity from heaven dismantles 1,000 conspiracies. Every tongue that rises against you exposes its own corruption. You don't defend yourself, divine justice does. The chosen one never fights alone, because the unseen armies of light go before you. They believe your silence means defeat. When you retreat, they misread it as surrender. When you rest, they assume you've given up. But silence is a sacred strategy. It's the pause before divine revelation. It's the quiet before the storm of glory. In your stillness, heaven moves. While they gossip, you are being prepared. While they mock, your name is being spoken in divine courts. You are not absent, you are ascending. When you rise again, it won't be gradual, it will be monumental. The trap they set will become the testimony of your deliverance. They assume fear can dictate your choices. Every tactic they employ, every shadow they cast, is designed to make you hesitate, to paralyze your step. But the chosen one moves through fear as though it does not exist. Divine courage flows through your veins. Every threat becomes a stepping stone, every moment of doubt transformed into clarity. While they tremble in shadows, you shine with unstoppable light. They are prisoners of illusion, while you walk freely, protected by forces they cannot even perceive, moving toward your sacred destiny. They believe lies can outweigh your truth. They construct false narratives, hoping deception can redefine reality. Every distortion, every rumor, every attempt to twist facts against you is rooted in fear of your power. But truth is eternal. Divine wisdom cannot be hidden or silenced. You see clearly, you move with confidence. Their falsehoods crumble under the weight of your insight. Every lie they spread circles back to expose them, and every attempt to deceive only highlights your divinely guided clarity. You are untouchable because reality bows to those chosen by higher law. They expect impatience to be your undoing. They orchestrate delays, obstacles, and distractions, expecting frustration to cloud your judgment. Yet patience is your weapon. Every trial becomes an instrument of growth, every delay a divine signal. You do not rush, you do not falter, you align with forces beyond human comprehension. While they fumble in haste, your timing is perfect. Every calculated move they could never foresee ensures your victory. Their attempts to push you off course only make your ascent unstoppable, guided, and inevitable. They envy your alignment with divine purpose. They see your victories, your clarity, your peace, and believe it is unearned. Their hearts are blinded by envy, yet their shadow only illuminates your light. You move with higher guidance, and every attempt to overshadow your path becomes proof of your sacred protection. They are lost in chaos, trapped by their own schemes, while you rise above with unwavering focus. Every act of sabotage they launch becomes a testament to your divine favor, a signal that heaven itself walks beside you, shielding, guiding, empowering. They plot endings, thinking your story can be rewritten. They try to cage your spirit, to redirect your path, to make you bow. But the chosen one cannot be rewritten. Every trap they set is transformed into a monument of your triumph. Every effort to stop you accelerates your awakening. Divine wisdom protects every step. Their plans crumble before your insight. Their darkness highlights your light. Their opposition carves the path for your ascension. You are untouchable, unshakable, and unstoppable. The hidden traps they believed could ensnare you now serve as proof that your divine destiny is unstoppable. They think they can erase what was divinely written. They tamper with your name, your reputation, your legacy, believing that erasure equals victory. But divine records are untouchable. What heaven has inscribed cannot be rewritten by human hands. Every attempt to erase you becomes the very reason your name echoes louder. Their erasure becomes exposure. Their denial becomes your validation. You are remembered not because of them, but despite them. What they try to bury, God resurrects, brighter, louder, stronger, immortalized by truth and divine intention. They mistake your humility for weakness. You move quietly, you choose peace, you speak with grace. They interpret that stillness as surrender, unaware that divine power rarely shouts. The chosen one does not need to boast. Their life is the proof. Every act of grace is a storm contained, every moment of silence a roar withheld. When you finally move, it is with precision. While they waste energy trying to prove power, you are power, refined, patient, inevitable. They learn too late that humility is heaven's strongest weapon. They assume your blessings can be stolen. They copy, they imitate, they envy your favor. They think that by mimicking your movements, they can inherit your grace. But divine favor is not transferable, it's tailored. What is meant for you is sealed with your name. Every attempt to steal your essence only exposes their emptiness. They chase reflections while you walk in reality. The universe ensures that what belongs to the chosen cannot be touched, cannot be replicated, cannot be lost. Your blessings are encoded in destiny itself. They misjudge the silence of heaven as neglect. When divine justice delays, they assume you've been forgotten. They grow confident, louder, bolder, mistaking grace for absence. But heaven is never silent without reason. Justice takes its time, gathering precision, preparing impact. And when it moves, it does not whisper, it shakes worlds. The chosen one understands this rhythm. You do not panic in delay, you prepare for revelation. When the divine finally answers, it is decisive, and those who mocked your faith will tremble before your restoration. They think the war is over, but it has only begun. When you grow quiet, they think the battle has ended. But divine silence is the breath before revival. You are not defeated, you are transforming. The energy around you is shifting, aligning, preparing. The storm they created will become their undoing, and the peace you hold will become your weapon. You rise not to prove them wrong, but to fulfill what was already written. The chosen cannot be destroyed, only refined. Every hidden trap has only forged a greater strength within you. They assume exhaustion will silence your voice. They believe if they drain you long enough, through stress, betrayal, endless pressure, you will simply stop speaking truth. But the breath that fuels you isn't human, it's sacred. Each moment of weariness becomes an altar where new strength is poured in. The quiet inside you refills with divine fire. What they call burnout is actually rebirth. When you rise again, your words carry the weight of every trial survived, and your message pierces hearts that once doubted your endurance. They mistake delay for denial. They tell themselves the waiting means you've lost favor, that heaven has turned its face. Yet delay is often the longest inhale before a miracle. Every silent day builds precision. Every unanswered prayer gathers power. The chosen one knows that divine timing never fails. It reveals. When the release comes, it floods everything they thought they controlled. Their laughter stops mid-sentence as your promise unfolds exactly when heaven intended, not a heartbeat sooner, not a breath later. They think confusion can scatter your focus. They surround you with noise, conflicting stories, and half-truths, hoping chaos will make you lose direction. But confusion cannot touch the one anchored in spirit. You listen deeper than sound. You see beyond sight. In stillness, the map appears. The next step glows. Every swirl of distraction only proves how close you are to a breakthrough. They drown in their own deception while you walk straight through the storm, eyes fixed on purpose, hands steady on destiny. They assume isolation will break you. They cut ties, close doors, and leave you standing alone, thinking solitude will crush your confidence. But solitude is sacred ground for the chosen. It's where wisdom speaks loudest. In that silence, you rediscover the strength they never imagined. You realize the crowd was never your source. The Creator was. And when you return, you do so not as the same person who left, but as a vessel refined by divine fire, carrying a presence they cannot stand nor stop. They think ending you will end the message. Every campaign against you, every attempt to silence your name, is meant to erase the movement. But truth multiplies in adversity. The chosen one carries seeds. When they try to bury you, the seeds take root. The message spreads wider, stronger, louder. What was meant to end becomes eternal. Their efforts become scripture of failure. Your endurance becomes legend. The energy they use to destroy you becomes the wind that carries your purpose further than even you imagined. They hope exhaustion will silence your spirit. They believe endless pressure, betrayals, and relentless challenges will make you give up. But the chosen one's strength is not human, it is divine. Every moment of weariness becomes a forge, shaping resilience, insight, and purpose. The fire that threatens to burn you only refines your light. When you rise again, your steps carry the weight of every trial survived, and your voice echoes with unstoppable authority. They mistake delay for denial. They tell themselves the waiting means you've lost favor, that the universe has turned away. Yet delay is never denial, it is divine preparation. Every moment of stillness, every pause, builds precision, patience, and clarity. When the release comes, it will be undeniable, your victory arriving at exactly the right moment. What they see as weakness, heaven has turned into unstoppable momentum. They believe confusion can scatter your focus. They surround you with noise, conflicting stories, and subtle manipulations, hoping to blur your vision. But the chosen one sees beyond the chaos. In stillness, the map appears, the next step glows, and every trap becomes visible. While they drown in their own confusion, you move with clarity, purpose, and divine alignment. Their illusions are powerless before the insight you carry within. They assume isolation will break you. They cut ties, close doors, and leave you feeling alone, believing solitude will crush your confidence. Yet solitude is sacred ground for the chosen. It is where wisdom speaks loudest, and where your spirit is renewed. You realize that true strength never comes from numbers or crowds, it comes from alignment with divine guidance. When you emerge, it is as a vessel refined by fire, prepared and unstoppable. They think ending you will end the message. Every attempt to silence your voice, erase your influence, or diminish your impact is designed to stop the movement. But truth multiplies in adversity. Every attack, every betrayal, every trap only strengthens your purpose. What was meant to destroy becomes the proof of your rise. You walk forward, untouchable, illuminated, and unstoppable, because divine wisdom always prevails, and the chosen one cannot be stopped. They assume fear can dictate your choices. Every tactic, every threat, every shadow they cast is meant to make you hesitate. But the chosen one moves through fear as though it does not exist. Divine courage flows through your veins. Every threat becomes a stepping stone, every moment of doubt a lesson in clarity. While they tremble in shadows, you shine with unstoppable light. They are prisoners of illusion, while you walk freely, protected and destined. They believe lies can outweigh your truth. They construct false narratives, hoping deception can redefine reality. Every distortion, rumor, and misrepresentation is rooted in fear of your power. But truth is eternal. Divine wisdom cannot be hidden or silenced. You see clearly and move with certainty. Their falsehoods crumble under the weight of your insight. Each lie they spread circles back to expose them, and every attempt to deceive highlights your divinely guided clarity. You are untouchable because reality bends before the chosen. They expect impatience to be your undoing. They orchestrate delays, obstacles, and distractions, assuming frustration will cloud your judgment. Yet patience is your weapon. Every trial becomes an instrument of growth, every delay a divine signal. You do not rush, you do not falter, you align with forces beyond human comprehension. While they fumble in haste, your timing is perfect. Their attempts to push you off course only make your ascent unstoppable, guided, and inevitable. They envy your alignment with divine purpose. They see your victories, your clarity, your peace, and believe it is unearned. Their hearts are blinded by envy, yet their shadows only illuminate your light. You move with higher guidance, and every attempt to overshadow your path becomes proof of your sacred protection. They are lost in chaos, trapped by their own schemes, while you rise above with unwavering focus. Every act of sabotage they launch becomes a testament to your divine favor, a signal that heaven walks beside you. They plot endings, thinking your story can be rewritten. They try to cage your spirit, redirect your path, and make you bow. But the chosen one cannot be rewritten. Every trap they set is transformed into a monument of your triumph. Every effort to stop you accelerates your awakening. Divine wisdom protects every step. Their plans crumble before your insight. Their darkness highlights your light. Their opposition carves the path for your ascension. You are untouchable, unshakable, unstoppable. Every hidden trap has only forged a greater strength within you. They assume their schemes can move faster than divine timing. Every plot, every whispered plan, every secret maneuver they believe will catch you off guard is already illuminated by unseen wisdom. What they attempt in haste, heaven measures in eternity. The chosen one walks steadily, guided by clarity no human could forge. While they scramble in shadows, your path flows straight and sure. Every trap they lay only confirms the unstoppable nature of your ascent. You are untouchable because destiny itself moves with you. They think their pressure will bend your spirit. Endless trials, betrayals, and manipulations are meant to shake your faith, to make you question your calling. But the chosen one draws strength from every trial. Each burden becomes a step, every struggle a tool for empowerment. What they perceive as breaking you only sharpens your resilience, illuminates your wisdom, and strengthens your divine armor. You rise stronger, steadier, and more luminous than they could ever imagine. They hope to confuse your vision with chaos. They spin illusions, mislead allies, and distort reality, believing they can cloud your discernment. But clarity is a gift reserved for the chosen. You perceive patterns they cannot see, and every shadow they cast only highlights the light within you. Confusion becomes your teacher, distraction your guide. While they stumble blindly in their own web of deceit, you move with precision, insight, and divine protection, unstoppable and unwavering. They believe isolation can contain you. They close doors, cut ties, and leave you alone, thinking solitude is a cage. Yet solitude is sacred ground. It is where the chosen one communes with divine guidance, where clarity is sharpened and strength is renewed. Every lonely moment becomes preparation for a victorious return. When you re-emerge, you are not just intact. You are transformed, refined, and unstoppable, carrying the authority of higher forces. They think the war is over and the chosen can be silenced. Every betrayal, every whisper, every attempt to erase your presence is a trap meant to end the mission. But the chosen cannot be silenced. Every attempt to destroy only multiplies your influence. Every shadow they cast becomes a stage for your triumph. What was meant to end you becomes the testimony of your rise. Divine wisdom shields you, guides you, and empowers you. You are untouchable, luminous, and unstoppable. Chosen one, you have walked through shadows they thought would ensnare you. Every hidden trap, every whisper, every betrayal has only illuminated the power within you. The universe has moved, unseen hands guiding your steps, turning every obstacle into a lesson, every attack into proof of your invincibility. You are not just surviving, you are ascending. You are untouchable. You are sacred. You are the living evidence that divine wisdom is stronger than every scheme, every envy, every manipulation. Now, this is your moment. Stand firm in your light. Speak boldly of your truth. Let your journey remind others that what was meant to harm becomes the fuel of triumph. Join the community of awakened, chosen ones who refuse to be deceived, who rise above every trap, who act as living vessels of divine clarity. By liking this message, commenting on your victories, and sharing this revelation, you are not just supporting a channel, you are declaring your alignment with a movement of spiritual awakening. Together we shine, together we rise, we become unstoppable. Remember, the traps they set were never for your destruction, they were the stage for your triumph. The chosen one walks forward, fearless, luminous, and unstoppable, because divine wisdom always prevails. Amen.